Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Yes, it's been a lovely Easter break and we are fresh with lots of new paintings, lots of new fresh recordings, because all the ones you've seen at the moment have all been pre-recorded. So this is like my first video recording session since after Easter. So it's been a lovely break, but sorry, I'm just getting my pen loaded up with wax when it decides to come out of the pot. Oh, come on. Let's just put that there. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, what's going to happen in this session is it's a really lovely one because we're going to get some of this greenage in. We've got a dark green, a lighter green, which is this one, and then it's a little bit darker. We've got a lime green. We've got a K. And we've also going to be doing, you see this black 1 section, we're going to try and pump that in as well. We haven't got enough available trays, but I have freed some up because obviously I've been working on other paintings and that's freed some up. But we might do that as well. I'm still having a hunt around for that one because I thought I had it and mislaid it, as per usual. So yeah, we're going to get started then, and I want to get some of this green in. But it is really, really nice. It is nice to be doing some painting because I've had a long break on this. I haven't done any since Easter. So where do we go? Let's go over to Friday night. Oh yes, it's ladies' night and the feeling's right. Oh, what a night. But yeah, so Friday I travelled over to my relatives. Friday I watched the film Peter Rabbit and waited for the DVD to come, and yeah, spent the afternoon watching that because it didn't come till like proper late, so like 5 o'clock. So I thought, well, I could do dinner and then I can watch it and do that. Then I needed to get on with some more recording and stuff and get some more of this painting done. So on the other part of that, I was finishing. Once I'd done that, I was finishing the other half of the Peter Rabbit off, which is really, really good. And then pretty much went to bed after that. I wasn't feeling very well, so I just had an early night. And then I went to get up at about 6 o'clock, but was still tired. And then I travelled on Saturday to my relatives because obviously it was Easter Sunday. I don't want to risk the trains. Normally if it's like a special occasion, I'll always sort of travel in plenty of time, so I won't leave it right to the last minute. I don't know if it's the painting on the slant or this is on the slant, but yeah, I won't leave it till the last minute. So I always like travel 2 days before, 1 day before, just to rule out, because you never know, you could wake up and then, you know, there's train cancellations, there's a landslide, you don't know. So yeah, travelled over there, and I knew that I was going to meet Jack, and Jack is my sister's boyfriend. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to have to cut these out. This is our typical 310, so we'll be fine with that. But because we haven't got a tray, I'm going to use the idea of using my little glue pot and put some in there. And that way we've got a little tray for them, but it's going to be nice because now we get to put this black in, and as you can see, we're introducing colours all the time on this. So yeah, anyway, I met Jack, and then they said he wasn't coming round, so I thought, oh okay, fair enough. So then I decided I was going to watch Saturday Night Takeaway because it was the final of Saturday Night Takeaway, so I thought, oh lovely, yeah. And they were doing it in Orlando Resort, and really, really good. There was they slapped they slapped Ant in the face with like this massive, great big cream pie, and they were answering questions, and of course Dec had to keep filling it up with what looked like cream. But I was looking at it and I'm thinking, that looks far too watery. So it can't have been cream, it must have been some sort of refillable water or something, but it definitely was too runny to be cream, unless it was a really runny cream. and then obviously Deck won. But I think it's a rig because it seems like Deck has won every single time. So, yeah. And then Stephen Malone was dressed up in like what looked to be some sort of waiter's outfit, and he was on roller skates, and I thought, why on earth are you on roller skates? Because obviously if you roll off the stage, you're going to have an accident. And then I thought, well, maybe that's what they do in America. And what was lovely about it was, after obviously Ant lost and he got pied in the face, he then cuddled Stephen Malone to get him all mucky in the cream and stuff. And so of course he had to get changed because he was covered in cream from the pie. And what was lovely with it is, as the show was going, you could see like all the rides in the background, and at Chessington World of Adventures they've got a very similar ride, and it goes round on this monorail, and you basically see Chessington World of Adventure Zoo and all the different all the different all the different rides. Then on the Sunday, obviously that was when Jack was coming round, and obviously apparently he knows me from school. I vaguely remember him, but I don't remember him, to have a conversation to. Apparently he was in the same year as me, and then when I looked a bit closer, when you sort of like, oh, I don't know what to say, you sort of freeze. And he said, hello mate, you alright? And I said, yeah. And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, I do remember you. He used to hang around with another friend of mine, and he was in, I've got a friend called Connor, and I'm thinking, yeah. So apparently he was telling me about Pastoral. Pastoral was a place where if we got detention, we would have to go in the Pastoral room. Basically it's just like a little room. It's very similar like a library, but you just sit there being quiet, go on the computers, because some people in their lunch break used to go in there and go on the computer and stuff. So yeah, that was quite interesting. And then he made a comment to my sister and said, Mike used to have blonde hair, and I said yeah. And he noticed that my hair has got a lot more darker in colour, so it's more like a browny colour. I did want to dye it many years ago to black. I did dye it blue once, but that was like hairspray paint, because it wasn't proper dye, so you could spray your hair with hair paint, which is a special sort of like one-day sort of paint spray that you can get to dye your hair in. And yeah, so that was quite funny. But you can tell he's like, he doesn't really know what to say, because like he says hello, but he doesn't make conversation, so I can tell he's like nervous. He doesn't really know how to, like, he'll talk to my mum and that, but with me, because obviously we went to school, it's just weird, isn't it? Like, all these years ago, and then you have a reunion, and then you meet up and go, oh, look, I went to school with you, and it is weird. Because at school, I never used to talk to him. But because obviously he's now dating my sister after all these years, and my sister apparently has known him for years. She kind of known him while I was at school, because she wasn't in my year, but obviously my friends are friends with her friends, and that's how, I suppose. But yeah, it was really interesting, really. So yeah, and then it's just strange how like you meet up again after all these years, because when you're at school, the last year in school, you don't think you're ever gonna see your friends again, and then it just goes to show that years down the line. Because what it's like, people go off to uni, and I never went to uni. I always got as far as college, and that was it. But I used to be with a college called TBG, and it was great. You used to get paid for going. There was an allowance called Education Maintenance Allowance, but Mr. Gordon Brown decided he wanted to cut that, and it basically was like a payment of £30 a week, and it would help fund for like if you needed travelling, or if you needed like I don't know, college exercise books or something. I don't mean exercises in like running and jogging. Back in them days, they called them exercise books. It's just like a book where you make notes and stuff. So yeah, and then obviously studied there for a couple of years, and then I went on to Colchester Institute to do MIG welding, because there's MIG welding, and my friend Donald, it was so funny. So he's gone in the wrong bay, and I don't know what grinder it was, but it was letting off smoke, and he was letting off smoke, and he was going, right, don't do it. And yeah, the technician there was not happy, because it's a brand new grinder, and he's burnt it out by the sounds of it. So anyway, we're drifting apart from Easter, so let's go back to Easter. So then on the Sunday, Ant and Dec for the first time had this behind the scenes thing, and just going to put the fan on, and for the first time you got to see how the show was made, and they were showing us when they were in the cube thing, and it's moved with a grid, so you think they're moving on the floor and you're not, and they're not, and they had to keep taking takes, and oh my god, it must have been so annoying. All them takes, cut, and yeah, it was really nice to see how it was all made. And then in the morning we had our Easter eggs, so my mum came down and to apologise, that black's looking lovely. My mum came down and gave us our Easter eggs. I got Whisper one, and then my sister got me a oh god, what was it? I put it on my community tab. I think I took it down now, but it was Whisper Orange. Yeah, Whisper Orange. And I felt really bad, because I was like, I haven't got you one, and I always get one, because you know what I'm like, I'm terrible for remembering things. So if I say I'm going to do something, I tend to forget, and then I eventually get round to doing it. And I felt bad, because I was like, I have got you one, but it's delayed, because if she sees that I don't buy her one, she won't get me one next year. So, but what it was is I left it too late, and then obviously the shops in Avon, looked on Amazon, and they're all ridiculously priced. I mean, a mini egg, like a really small egg, £6. You know, like them pound eggs you can get for like the youngsters and stuff. Yeah, and I weren't paying that. So, I thought, well, I'll give it a couple of days and wait for the sales, because I had to get my mum one as well. And I managed to find one for £5, and it was a medium aero egg, but apparently it had 2 bars of chocolate in it. So I think it had like the actual aero, just a dairy milk egg, and then there was like a couple of bars, or I think it was bites of chocolate or something, chocolate balls or something like that. And so that came, and that was a £5. So I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to get it, because like, the thing is with Easter eggs, I don't think they're going to be around much after Easter. There was a celebrations egg for £3, but they said 1 to 3 weeks wait, and you got like celebrations with like some sweets in. But do you remember like the old fashioned days where you would get the Easter egg, and then like you break it open and you've got them sweets inside? I don't think they do many of them I don't think they do many of these often now. I'm getting all mixed up. I think they still, but yeah, I'm not sure on that. But yeah, so that was pretty good. Now what we've got here is, I think that might be, I was going to say that that's probably the nostril with the beak, but probably not, but we can tell that's an eye. But yeah, okay, so that's the black done for the minute. So I want to divert over to the H now to get some of this greenage in. And then on the Easter Monday, my jaw was playing up, and the pain was out of this world. It was absolutely, ibuprofen, paracetamol would not touch it. And the weird thing is when I went to sleep, if I've got pain, I'll always take ibuprofen and paracetamol at night before I go to bed, because your body's resting, the medication will kick in. And the weird thing is, it would never ever irritate me at night. And before I had the tooth still there, it was keeping me up at night. But obviously the tooth weren't there. So I thought there's something not right here. So rang the dentist, because it was excruciating. I had like milk on the side of my face, like a bottle of milk just touching it, because they say if you put a cold compress there, it's supposed to reduce inflammatory or whatever it's called. And it was not touching it. So I booked an appointment. I said, look, I need to come in. I think I've got dry socket. Dry socket is a condition where the blood clot, for whatever reason, we don't know what causes it, but it will either dissolve too quickly or it will fall out the socket. The way it does that is if you're swishing your mouth around, if you're using mouthwash and you're swishing, and then you spit that out, that's probably what's dislodged it. Anything could dislodge it. If you're drinking water and you've accidentally gone over the wrong side, because you know what it's like, you eat on that side, but then you're thinking, oh crap, I've ate on the wrong side. You know, you're not supposed to eat on that side until it heals. So I went to the dentist phoned the dentist, and they said we could book you in for Tuesday. So went in the dentist on Tuesday and saw the surgeon that done the tooth, and he said, yeah, you've got dry socket. And I was like, yeah, I thought I might have that. I knew for a fact it was probably dry socket, but there were teeth took out. There was a larger tooth and a bigger tooth. And he did say that it's in mainly the big one, not the smallest one. So there's a substance that they put in. It's a really weird thing. So it's where the hole is of your tooth. Imagine this is like the hole. They put like it's like a sponge with like this. It's not alcohol, but some sort of antiseptic, but the taste of it is very like a burning. All I can say is it tastes similar to clove oil, but whatever you do not use clove oil on your skin. It will burn like hell. Clove oil is mainly used for tooth pain, but obviously the idea is it goes on the tooth, not the skin. If you put it on your skin, you're going to have a terrible time. So that's the sort of taste it had. And the idea is so this sponge goes in the hole and it covers the dry socket. Because what happens is, even though your tooth has been removed, dry socket means that it's exposed to the bone. So you've got the bone on the lower jaw, but that lower jaw bone could have nerve endings, or some sort of nerve ending thing. And the idea is the spongy thing with this anaesthetic, because they washed it out with saline, and the idea is that they put it in and then that keeps like a protective layer on. And you know what, the minute he put it in, the pain was instantly gone. It's really weird. So I mean, today again, and then it was like, oh, heaven, absolute heaven, because when I had this dry socket, it gets worse and worse each day, and I could not do nothing. I tried to get through, videos, and it was just not having it. I just needed to rest. But tooth pain is not nice, but dry socket is 10 times worse. And as I said, I had cups of water, like, just resting on my cheek. I had frozen peas, trying to do anything I could to try and get rid of this awful pain. And yeah, so we're just going to skedoodle over there for the minute and do this bit here. So yeah, it was not nice at all, but I'm happy that I know what it is. I have got another appointment on the 18th, because apparently they've got to, I think they have to keep dressing it. Now the spongy thing, I don't know if I can show you, but it's, let me see if I can show you on here, but it's some sort of, it's like a sponge. Don't know if I've got it. Yeah, so for all you gory viewers, all the viewers that don't like blood and that, please look away now. Okay, so this is what it is. So as you can see, it's really healthy and healed. And you see these two bits here. So you've got that bit there and that bit there. What will happen is that will join up and seal. But this black thing, that is the spongy thing that he put in, and it just sits there over the socket. And apparently it's supposed to dissolve out, because I did think at the time it was this filling, because that is a filling, and then there's a side filling here, so I thought maybe that will fit, that's fell out. But yeah, it's really lovely. Let me just see if I can find it. Sponge dry socket. Yeah, so basically it's like a gelatine sponge, but basically it's some sort of a sponge thing that is resulted in a reduction of dry socket occurrence. The use of absorbable gelatine sponges as a surgical material resulted. Yeah, so it's basically like, when can I? About an hour after surgery, you may remove the gauze sponges that have been placed in your mouth and have something to eat. Be sure to eat foods and stuff like that. But for me, like this, for a medical device intended for application, when an implanted in tissue, Gelafoam dental sponges are completely absorbed. So I don't know whether you have to take that out yourself or whether it just dissolves on its own. But if I take that out, I know for a fact I'm going to get pain, because we're now moving on to the Wednesday, and it started to twinge a bit. So I thought, oh, here we go again. And I'm just going to keep my eye on it. But I definitely am not taking as much medication as I was. I was on it nearly like every 4 hours, because I can only take a certain number of pills a day, because otherwise you'll end up overdosing. And yeah, it was starting to twinge, and I thought, perhaps it's the cold weather. We've had really cold weather at the moment. But anyway, yeah, it's just caused havoc, and I'm looking forward to getting rid of it, quite frankly. But the top one that he took out, not a problem. No pain whatsoever. It healed really nice. So I think just missed that. So yeah, it was really weird. So anyway, moving on to Wednesday. I can't actually remember what we did. Oh yes, so Wednesday I had a few deliveries coming, and I think it was my diamond painting or something was coming, and my mum said I was all ready to come home, because whenever it's like a special occasion, I always stay over with my relatives for a couple of days, and I spent all Easter there, so it was quite nice just to have that nice break away from filming and work, and yeah. And I've needed it for so long, because I haven't had a proper sleepover for since January, because I only stayed there on special occasions, you see. So it was really nice. And then my mum said, I was all getting ready to come home, and my mum said, right, I need to go shopping, do you fancy coming with me? So I said, I don't really want to, but yeah, okay, we'll go, no problem. And then got back, it turned to 6 o'clock, and I was like, do you know what, but there's no point, I'll have to wait another hour. By the time I get home it's 9 o'clock, I'll just go in the morning. So I got up, and then I saw some other paintings that I wanted, so I ordered them, and I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to wait until they've been, and then I'll, I don't have to come back and get them again. And then my mum said she wanted me to help her with Hannah's birthday, because my sister it's her birthday soon, and she's 27. She'll kill me for this, but I'll see if I've got a photo, because I don't think you guys have met my sister, but she'll kill me if she sees this. But that's me and my sister. So everyone says we look alike, but that's me on my birthday, as you can see, and then that's my sister. But you can see we look very similar. So people used to think we're twins, but that's her job, wearing her sparkly glasses. But yeah, if she sees I've shown you, she'll kill me for that. She's the type of person that when she has with me, all my photos are natural. What I mean by that is I don't have to filter it to make it look good. With my sister, it doesn't matter if it looks good or not. She has to filter it. I don't know why, but she does. But yeah, so then she asked me to get her a card for her. So obviously my mum don't do online banking, so she had to get the money out at the shop to give to me for me to then pay into my bank to order it, because obviously, you know, I don't really like spending my money on other people. I know that sounds really bad, but I just don't. But I said, well, yeah, you know, if you pay me for it, because obviously otherwise it's taking it out of my bill money. So, because I have in the past helped her out, and she keeps like making me wait for the payment. So I thought, do you know what, if you want it, I need it up front, and I'll do it, no problem. Because I can't risk, you know, taking it out my bill money and then her not paying me back and then my bill bounces. Do you see what I mean? So yeah, so ordered that, and that came yesterday, so that was really good. And then I thought, oh crap, I better order one, so I got my one ordered. Yeah, this is the cards, so let's just have a look here. So there's an app I use on Moonpig. I always get Moonpig cards, but they have a system called Moonpig Plus. Now Moonpig Plus, you get so much discount everything. So I got this one for her because, you know, I don't really have a lot of photos of my sister because she don't like photos being took. So probably looks a little bit too much on the card with the same face, but you know, what can I do if she won't let you have the picture? So I was like, I just put like, dear Hannah, happy birthday to my wonderful sister. I hope you have a lovely day. Love from Mike, Molly, Harry and Belle. Harry's real name is Gray, but I don't like it because it makes it sound like the actor from EastEnders. So he's basically a cockatiel, so I renamed him Harry. And then Belle is obviously the rabbit, and Molly's my cocker spaniel. And then my mum got, actually I can't show you my mum's one because if my relative watches this video, it will spoil it, because he will someone remind me in the comments, and I'll show you after the 16th, because obviously her birthday is the 16th of April, so I'll be over there for the weekends. I'm not going to stay till like Tuesday, but because I really need to just like, you know, wait and see how I can't like not be there and not give her the gift, because if she knows there's a gift, she will open it without people there. So my mum's the same, she wants to be there when she sees it. So yeah, so but apparently Jack's going and taking her out, so we're not going to see her till Sunday evening. So I'll just stay the night, give her the gifts, and then come back on the Monday. So that'll be that. But yeah, I thought there's no way I'm sending it to Braintree. There's no doubt about it, because if I send it to Braintree, we're not going to get any mail. And you know what? Last night I could not believe the amount of mail I got. Over here it is really terrible at the moment. We're not getting mail for days on end, and that's how much mail I had. Like literally, look at all of that lot. How the fudge cake am I going to get through all that? But that's what it's like. Over here we're not getting mail for gone, you know, 2 to 3 weeks. It's terrible. And then you end up with piles and piles of mail. And then people are saying, you know, companies are saying, well, we haven't heard from you. And it's like, well, do you not watch the news? There are problems in the area at the moment. So, yeah, trying to get through that lot. But the good news is I got me Hello magazine. I love me magazines. So, yes, got next. This is how backlogged they are, because this came yesterday and that's the 27th of March. But I do love me Hello. Hello, it's me. But yeah, I do love me Hello magazines, all the gossip, lovely. I don't know if they do, I need to ask them if they do like a digital version. But yeah, I do love me Hello. Hello. But I've got 2 other paintings coming today. We've got a lovely unboxing coming up. That's what I'll say as well, is now, because obviously this was originally an Easter thing, but because obviously Easter's now over, it's like the Easter and farm theme, so this is now going to turn into the farm theme. Originally what I would do is I would cancel it and then do it, pick it up again from next year, but I've discovered that is just taking too long to do, and I'd rather just, you know, persevere, get it done, job done, and then next. So yeah, so it's now going to turn into the farm theme, and it will just carry on until I'm hoping by the end of April we're finished, because May is my science theme. So yeah, okay, so again, I have got the L and the D and the 8, but it's you know, what I do is when I've got less trays, I will look at what colour we're using more of, and then that's what we do with that's what I kit up, because I'd rather do that and then we can focus on that. But as soon as some more trays, I mean, obviously I got 2 more paintings coming today, so, but this is the annoying thing. So I was over my relatives for the weekend, the Easter weekend, and I send the parcels to where I'm based that day. So I thought, oh, you know, I'm here, I'll send them in. They said dispatch by Saturday. And what happens? No, they only dispatched it yesterday. So they've gone to Whittam, which means and the problem is if it's too far in the dispatch process, they won't cancel it. So of course I tried to cancel it so that I could reroute it to here, and no, they wouldn't let it do it. So I mean, it's not like I ain't got you know, ones to work on, but obviously I need that to do the unboxings for. I've got one covered for Friday and Wednesday, so that should not be no problem. But yeah, so a little bit annoying that I've got a venture over there again, but it's really expensive. It's like $7.90 a time. It's just ridiculous, but yes. But I'm really happy we've got some of these colours done. So yeah, and then moving on to today, I just got up really late. I took my sleeping pill, which is it's called promethazine, and if you take that, it will knock you out. It is so, I hate it, but it's basically to try and help my insomnia, and it comes in this, it's like a little blue thing, it's called promethazine. But yeah, I don't like taking them because they're basically, there's a chemical in it that makes you sleep, but the problem is getting up in the morning, it makes you even tighter because your body is so like sleepy, you've got to force yourself to get up. So thank God there's only one more to take, because she said basically promethazine is not a long-term thing, it's only like short-term. So I'm hoping I'll have to phone them after I take that tomorrow. But they actually work, because I've actually been falling asleep a lot earlier, so they're really, really good. You know, I'll do anything to get this insomnia out of the way. I've tried everything, ASMR, reading books, it just don't work. My brain is just like, I've got to watch TikTok, I've got to watch YouTube, you know, I've got to watch Disney Plus, and I can't. The trouble is with me is I find it difficult to relax. So if I'm sitting down watching TV, I'm constantly thinking, right, I've got to do this and I've got to do that, and it's. I think Diamond Painting on a Budget said she works like that as well. But now what's nice is, look, we're going on the second vlog. Oh yeah, baby. So we really need to get a move on and find this white colour. But yeah, so I think what freed them up actually is because we're not doing that blue colour anymore, which is nice. So yeah, we'll do how much we can. I think we'll do at least the block. We're going to do it for another 10 minutes because I don't know what time we started, but if we get the outline sorted, get that done first, and then we can sort that out. So yeah, got up and I had a few parcels that I had to send off, and sorted them because I've sent my friends some parcels. And then this really weird thing happened. So on Vinted, because obviously I sell things on Vinted, this buyer came up and it said so and so has favorited your item, and I'm thinking, I know that name. And it turns out it's an admin from one of the diamond painting groups. And I was like, I went on Facebook and I said, welcome to Vinted, and I didn't get a response back. So it was like, I know you. So that was pretty good. But what I've done is I've just got so many paintings, I've just offloaded some on there to just try and sell for the bit. And then what I'll do is, if I can try and get this, they'll stay on there until I get round to them. And then I can try and sort of like what I'll do is, if I get the time to do them, I will take them off and then do them, if you get me. But some of them I buy and I don't like the look of, so I put them on Vinted to sell. It's too much hassle to return things, so once I've bought it, it's in my possession, so I can do what the hell I like with it. Because I'm then the legal new owner of that, so. But yeah, it's been lovely. I get like slow patches, like there's some, you know, it speeds up and then like it dies down a bit. But I sold one of my, you know, these big these big trays. I sold one of them for £1. But Vinted has got this stupid thing. If you've got 2 of the same item, they won't let you sell. So say like I've got 5 of these, I list one of them, that sells, and then I list another one of them. They won't let you do that. It's got to only be the one thing, so it's a bit crap in that way, but it's great. You know, I can sell some clothes that don't fit me anymore, so I've got some of them. It's just, you know, great. Just bits and bobs around the house that I don't really use anymore, so. And then obviously any sale money that I get, I just reinvest into, you know, paying bills, or, you know, investing in more things that I need for painting and stuff. But yeah. But so far I've only sold 1 t-shirt, and that was Back to the Future. But the clothing, just anything diamond painting just sells like madness. But clothes seem to take forever to sell. I don't know why, but so I was like, because what I do with Vinted is when I've got a buyer, I will check out, I always check out 2 things. I'll check their reviews, because obviously I need to be sure that, you know, it's a great, you've got a lot of good feedback. If you've not got a lot of good feedback, that tells me that, or you've got little feedback, that tells me that you're probably going to be a bit of a problem. You know what I mean by that is, like, if you've got a lot of negative feedback, then that tells me that you're not a good buyer. So, and then the next thing I'll do is I'll check to see if I know that name. And if I know the name, and I check the town area, so I check where they're coming from. So I've got a client at the moment that is a buyer from Chester. So I'm thinking, right, yeah, that's good. You can have it. But I always check it, because for some reason, I don't know what it is, but there always seems to be, you know, like buyers that they'll say, oh, I'll pay you this day, I'll pay you that day. And then you make it, because Vinted's got a reserve thing, so you can reserve it. And then you reserve it, wait all that time, and then they go, sorry, I'm not interested now. And I'll go, right, okay, blocked. Because you're wasting time. You know, there could be another buyer that wants that, you know. But I love helping people. If I can help anyone out, I do. I don't know what it is, but I've always been like a generous person. So, like, I send gifts to my friends. If I know it's your birthday, then I'll send you a birthday card. Queen of Diamonds will tell you that. If she watches. I don't know if she watches this channel, but she's mainly on my craft channel. And I'm so annoyed with myself. I said that I was going to do like the craft Easter hamper on my craft channel. I just have totally forgot. So this is 2 years now that I forgot to do it. Can you believe it? But never mind, we might be able to do like a summer treasure hunt. What I'd like to do is get like a treasure hamper, like a box or something. I don't know. Like Valentine's Day hamper maybe. So lots of different ideas, but so this is this is the arse of the let's rephrase that. This is the back end of, oh my god, that sounds even worse. This is the tail, there we go, of the chicken. But yeah, so we're getting into the little chicken now, which is lovely. So I don't know why I've done that. We were making the square, weren't we? What's going on? I've got distracted. We were making the grid. I don't know what's going on today. Baby mine, don't you cry. I'm sure I got L out, but we didn't. Okay, not to worry. So then after this, what I'll do is I'll like kit up a different painting. So I always work on, very rarely I work on the same painting each time, but I like to have a little bit of a mix, because that way each painting's getting their own go on it, and it's nice to have, you know, several paintings on the go. Because what I've got here is, I don't know if it'll let me, but I've got that one, that's for, I don't know what that is at the moment, I think that's, yeah, the Rainbow Rose, so I can tell by that sticker. And then I've got one over there, so I have lots of these set up so that they can just sit there, and then all it's a case of doing is, you know, just changing the painting. Before, I used to have to tip them all in the drill pots, kit up the next one. Oh my god, it was too much hassle. So I just got a couple of them, and I was like, yeah, we can do that, you know? So cool. That is a really small square, isn't it? What have I done? Oh my god. Right, okay, this can just be a mini row. I don't know why we've done that. But what I'll do is I'll take it down a notch. So, for some reason, this has gone a little bit haywire. So what I'll do is I'll take it down to about there. We'll make it a nice big square. So as you can see, I've took it down to this one here now. So it's just there. Okay, so this one just there. Because I seem to have got carried away somehow. But always keep your 310s, they crop up nearly every painting, so they're quite a popular colour, that one. So yeah. But yeah, I think we've covered a lot in that diamond painting session, because I've been waiting to, you know, do the whipping chat to talk to you about. And this is the thing, like some paintings you'll have loads to talk about, some you don't. Which is why normally I'll wait until I've come in from work and then I've got loads to talk about, you know? Or if I go out for the day, I've got loads to talk about. But yeah. Baby mine, don't you cry. So now we're going into Mrs. Duck, little duck thing that we've got here. Right, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to leave that there purely because we need to get up some more colour. But I think we've done quite good. I mean, obviously, we've now found a bit of that green. We've got most of the barn done now with that black. We just need to do a few more areas, which is this dot colour. They've got an E and then L. It could be like Wally, you know, where it goes, Eve, Wally. Mind you, I would like to do a Wally painting because, you know, it's part of the Disney theme, really. I don't know. But yeah, that'd be good. But yeah, I really think we need to get that white colour because that's what's putting us off at the moment. But yeah, so I need to go tray hunting. Maybe Drew's got one in Combi, is it? No, Comfy or something like that. But yeah, I think that's looking really nice. At least we've got some more colour filled in, and I think the barn is really standing out now. Look at that. I'm not keen on the orange, I'll be honest. I much prefer the red, but whoever designed this decided that it needed a bit of orange. But anyway, take care, guys. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. Again, what I will say is this will be alternating. We've got loads of different paintings being introduced over the next few weeks. So it's just going to alternate between different paintings. But yeah, so take care, guys. Have a lovely day, and we'll see you next time. Oh dear. Bye, guys.